Oh, hey, buddy. What you got there? For me? Thanks, buddy. You made this? By yourself? Okay. Okay, come on. Let me see the recipe. Come on, let's see it. People don't eat roots. What kind of recipe are you guys even using? That's not an ingredient. Clearly, you guys are in the mood to make some cookies. So let's do it. But let's do it the right way. I'll show you. When it comes to collecting, everyone has their white whale, the holy grail of collectibles that has eluded them for years. They will spend hours hunting it down. For me, that holy grail was the model of the Teddy Ruxpin airship. Stay tuned, as I'll be doing a video on a special one I came across recently. But there was a second item, even more rare, that I have been after for almost 2 years now. And today, I'm here to share it with you. What, you may ask? A run-of-the-mill copy of Guests of the Grunges? Well, yes. And no. There's no shortage of the original High Tops VHS tapes on eBay or any number of online marketplaces. So what makes this one so special? It's what's inside. As you probably know, many of the early VHS releases came with some special gift inside. From your own family tree, to postcards to keep in touch with friends, to a lyrics sheet. These items have become more rare as fewer and fewer sealed copies of the tapes have remained in circulation. But for me, the most intriguing surprise inside any of these tapes was included in the Guests of the Grunges. A special recipe for friendship chocolate chip cookies. Now, in fairness, this recipe has actually been posted online for years, and I'll leave a link to it down below. However, simply reading the recipe off a webpage isn't good enough for this devoted fan, so I've spent the last 2 years closely monitoring eBay for any sign of a VHS with the recipe card enclosed. Alas, all seemed lost. Until one day, when I got a text from none other than Billy Tuma, who had also apparently been keeping an eye out for the recipe. He sent me a link to an eBay auction showing a copy of the tape with the long sought after recipe card intact. My quest was over. $15 US and about a week later, and voila! The recipe is here in my possession and there's only one thing left to do. That's right. Today we're actually going to make a fresh batch of Teddy Ruxpin's Friendship Chocolate Chip Cookies. Just a quick disclaimer here, I am not a professional, and this video is for demonstration purposes only. You should follow all necessary safety precautions and sanitization procedures when making your own batch of cookies. Now, let's talk about the recipe card itself. It's a double-sided card with the face side showing Teddy and Grubby merrily mixing away to make their own batch of cookies. The reverse side is where the entire recipe is contained. This is what we'll be following when we make our own cookies. Now, the original recipe calls for nuts, but since I don't like nuts in my cookies, I'm going to leave that out. If you want to include nuts in your recipe, I'll make sure to mention the amount needed and where to throw them in. First things first, let's gather our ingredients. To make these cookies, you'll need the following: 2 cups of sifted flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of salt, 1½ cubes of butter, 1 cup of brown sugar, a half a cup of white sugar, 1 egg, 1½ teaspoons of vanilla, 1 6-ounce package of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and optionally, a half a cup of chopped nuts. Once you've gathered all your ingredients, turn on your oven and set it to start preheating to 375 degrees. Now, grab a mixing bowl and start mixing your butter until it's nice and creamy. Add the sugars and keep mixing till it's nice and fluffy. Next, add the egg and vanilla and keep mixing. You can't over-mix this, so when in doubt, keep mixing. Next, mix in all your dry ingredients. Finally, add your chocolate chips and the nuts if you have them. I didn't bother to measure out 6 ounces exactly, so I'm just gonna eyeball it here. Fun fact, I like a lot of chocolate chips in my cookies. Once everything has been mixed together, get out a cookie sheet and grease it up so the cookies won't stick to it as they bake. Use a spoon or scoop and drop the cookie dough onto the pan. Keep in mind that the cookies will spread and rise as they bake, so even a small drop can make a big cookie. Now comes the easy part. Place the cookie sheet in the oven and set a timer for 10 to 12 minutes. If your oven has a window, you can watch the cookies bake and see when they start to turn a nice golden brown. For me, that takes about 10 minutes. Try to be patient. And remember to keep your distance from the oven while the cookies bake. It gets really hot. Once they're ready, use an oven mitt to take them out of the oven and place the sheet somewhere safe, like a stovetop, while you move the cookies onto a plate to cool. Don't eat the cookies right away. They're much too hot to eat right now, and you don't want to burn your fingers or your mouth. After the cookies have had a few minutes to cool, give them a taste, and don't forget to share them with your friends. Now that is what I call a good cookie.